The 200-meter-long, largely automated assembly line at the Le Mans production center has a capacity of 100 cabs a day. A cab leaves the assembly area once every 7 minutes. The production team turns a simple glass and steel structure into a cab by fitting it with around 1,000 parts to precisely defined standards. All along the automated assembly line, different components, dashboard, steering, braking system, roof, seats, mud guards, and so on, are pre-assembled in production boxes before delivery to the main production area. The individual workstations use network tools and ergonomic aids to make the production team's work easier. A modern tracking system helps assembly line staff to develop a sense of responsibility, resulting in an extremely high quality of work at all times. Every cab is unique. Every cab is assembled to order and fitted with the electronic intelligence needed to control the functions the customer has ordered. Throughout the production process, the simulated operating functions for each tractor are tested on test rigs with around 260 control points. Before the cab leaves the assembly line, every detail is subjected to another full comprehensive check. When these checks are complete, it can head for the main tractor assembly line. "16 processing stations are used for fully automated machining of individual components. They work with utmost precision. After each stage of machining, every housing or transmission component is thoroughly cleaned to ensure that the drive units are completely reliable even under extreme conditions. The staff have been trained according to the standards that apply in the automobile industry. They assemble around 700 transmission components into a drive unit using the appropriate processes and tools. Tailored manufacturing solutions give the staff the best possible support when building the various assemblies, ensuring that the quality of the finished units is consistently high. Every EQ200 transmission is tested for 30 minutes on a test rig, once assembly is complete. During this time, the transmission operates under load so that all its functions can be checked. The transmissions and rear axles are assembled on 2 different lines. The quadri-shift and hexa-shift power shift module and splitter group module are pre-assembled at separate stations. They are then assembled and a test run is carried out. The rear axles are also fitted with the linkage and other hydraulic components on the assembly line. Routing sheets are used to ensure that the right components are assembled for each order. From machining of the first gear wheels to final assembly, the production team checks all the parts and assembly groups throughout the production process with the aid of quality gates. All the rear axles and transmissions are tested after final assembly. 175 checks are carried out to ensure that every drive unit is working perfectly. At Le Mans, we have invested 10 million euros in an ultra-modern paint shop where we can paint up to 100 chassis units a day. In the paint shop, a 350-meter-long conveying system can transport tractor chassis units up to a total weight of 8 tons. The entire work cycle in the paint shop lasts about 4 hours. The parts are first degreased by robots, followed by chemical cleaning. They are then rinsed, dried, and painted. Painting robots have made it possible to reduce paint consumption to just 2 to 4 kilograms per tractor while also improving the paint quality. The paint shop is also connected to a wastewater recycling plant. Quality controls on the recycled water have enabled us to minimize the paint shop's water consumption and therefore to reduce its environmental impact. As a result, the paint quality of CLAAS tractors meets the high quality standards of CLAAS products at all times. The engine, transmission, front and rear axles, and hydraulic components are combined into a sub-assembly and then painted. Electronic systems help the staff to select the components, and pre-programmed bolting systems ensure that every single bolt or screw is tightened to the correct torque. All the support systems are extremely user-friendly to ensure that the staff get the best possible assistance. In order to maintain the high quality standards expected from CLAAS, we schedule in 20,000 hours of training every year to enable all production staff to get the qualifications they need. The 500-meter-long final assembly line also uses the mixed production principle. Daily staff briefings take place throughout the factory. These short 5-minute meetings reinforce the we feeling among staff within the team and improve their response time, allowing further refinement of the production process. The components responsible for exhaust aftertreatment, catalytic converter and particulate filter, and the appropriate cooling system, and other auxiliary components, starter motor, alternator, and so on, are added at the final assembly stage. In just 7 minutes, 12 bolts are tightened, 10 hydraulic lines and 7 sockets for the onboard electronics are connected up to marry the cab with its chassis. Perfect synchronization of all the workflows is crucial at this stage. The tractor is then filled with oil and fuel, and the bonnet and tires are fitted as specified in the order. After final assembly, tractors are tested on test rigs and a test track to check the braking system, steering, linkages, and transmission performance. After the final stage of testing, a delivery passport is issued to certify all the checks carried out during the production process. A light tunnel with an output of 10,400 lumen is used to inspect aspects such as the paint quality, the workmanship of the cab equipment, and the cleanliness of the finished product once again. Quality inspectors score all the functions of the new tractors step by step, following a defined test protocol presented on a tablet. Opening and closing of the bonnet and doors, radiator folding, accessibility of the maintenance points, and so forth. Feedback from farmers helps CLAAS to improve its processes all the time. Quality inspectors are trained to assess the end product through the eyes of the most demanding customers. Tractors do not receive their delivery passport until they've passed this series of tests. This certificate of quality confirms that every CLAAS product satisfies the high quality requirements demanded by CLAAS.